rest assured, you'll sing it till everyone's heard, and we'll play our game. New twist, but it's all the same, and we trade the blame. Red hot like a rising flame, our names remain the same. One, two, three. All of these dreams inside, why do they run and hide? The irony in this was the one and only kiss. Caught in this time and place, pleading a simple case in lieu of your defense. Can we try and make some sense? I leave the light on, hoping you'll come back. I leave the light on, hoping you'll come back to me. Make it a different day. All that you had to say comes back to me in waves, like a soul the ocean saves. All these dreams collide, not that I haven't tried to give you what I took. Will you take another look? I leave the light on, hoping you'll come back. I leave the light on, hoping you'll come back to me. I leave the light on, hoping you'll come back. I leave the light on, hoping you'll come back to me. Her face, kiss the smile my fingers trace. Can a dream awake to be real? Lose yourself inside her eyes. The man begins to realize the moment's gone, the one left to steal. Wiser is the man who knows the way of love before it goes. Is it only time that can heal? Happiness and all its perks waits alone and only works after everything is revealed. Face, kiss the smile my fingers trace. Can a dream awake to be real? Lose yourself inside her eyes. A man begins to realize the moment's gone, the one left to steal. Just rewind one moment, then I feel everything be permanent and real. All that has ever mattered, now that the seeds have scattered. Life was an invitation, start of shattered. I see a vision like an answer in my dreams. Too close to reconcile, too far away it seems. And now as I look at the lack of love received, did you believe in all that I believed? All that has ever mattered, now that the seeds have scattered. Life was an invitation, start of a new creation, a lasting relation, but something finally shattered. crazy push of razor strings begins a song my lover sings inside this room, this smoky place. The shadows wash across her face, distorted in the spotlit hues of color sullen like a bruise. And as the music starts to move, it resonates with grace to prove that all is for a shortened time. And as it falls inside her rhyme, I can't contain this aging mind, the strum of love and lust entwined. Exhausted air begins the warm, opaque despair. More verses lift and lower down the muscles of a swollen frown. The drunken chords a staggered beat that lifts the soul up on its feet. The dance of darkness, mating call, mixed with 2 parts alcohol, plays on and midnight's gone. Another set has lingered on amid this raw discophony. She questions softly, blues and E. Certainty is gone, and all the craziness decides to begin again. I lay down all my troubles for the day and catch a breath before I say, and I will be with her again. I will hear the words and listen. I will free the aging heart to beat again. All the way from where I've been, I'll come to see her once again. She took away the only thing that I believed in before she closed the door. I sleep light when thoughts of her illume the darkest corner of my soul. Still, I'm quick to compensate for all my weaknesses, the feelings I hide away. I pretend and I redirect the blame towards the one who holds my name. And I will be with her again. I will hear the words and listen. I will free the aging heart to beat again. All the way from where I've been, I'll come to see her once again. rising sun. It shines forever after. Lay me down in the cradle of your love. Not alone in this feeling. Got a sense that you're dealing out a hand I've gotta hold. Before I had a chance, you turned and looked my way. A sweet and lasting dance that took us through that day and night. Down in the cradle of your love. Not alone in this feeling. Got a sense that you're dealing out a hand I've gotta hold. Before my mind's made up, you take my heart away. And after all this time, it's brought us to this day. I can't explain in words the things I'd like to say. Content and unafraid, happiness again. Downwind and further still, hanging on a dream. Soft touch like a sweet caress, static hair rising on the skin. Which way does the river flow? Faster to the ocean of your soul. Downstream and riding through the undertow of love. Soft touch like the sweet recede, tidal hearts harnessed by the moon. Take me back to that summer, remember, far away in that look in your eyes. Take me back for a moment, if only. Which road, which path to tread? Following the question in my head. Turn left, a straighter trail, or right could lead astray. Soft steps on common ground, walking to the answer either way. Take me back to that summer, remember, far away in that look in your eyes. Take me back for a moment, if only. One, two, three, four. It's a day like no other day. Brave dreams are deciding the way. Camped out in a wilderness sound. Found a penny with your picture on it. Far cry from the tears in your eyes. Gotta move to where temperatures rise. Locked out of a room with no view. Smash through that blackened window. New heart will carry me in its arms. You said you'd bury me, was a false alarm. song unwritten in time. Keep me singing till it's morning. New heart will carry me in its arms. You said you'd marry me, was a false alarm. Suitcase thigh, no reply. Walking back to the station. Redenied, nullified. A sour pill that I'm tasting. Midnight air, was she there, lying down in the shadows, as the train leaves again, takes me back where I can't go. Tired eyes realize you can't go back to the fun days. Suitcase heart torn apart. All my days are like Mondays. Check, 1, 2, testing 1, 2. Every day gets a little darker, just like a black magic marker, where the other colors break on through. One step behind where you're leading, on my knees crying and bleeding, will it finally lead me back to you? step behind where you're leading. On my knees crying and pleading, will it finally lead me back to you? I once had a girl, or should I say, she once had me. She showed me her room, isn't it good, Norwegian wood. She asked me to stay and she told me to sit anywhere. But I looked around and I noticed there wasn't a chair. I sat on a rug, biding my time, drinking her wine. We talked until 2, and then she said, it's time for bed. She worked in the morning and started to laugh. I told her I didn't and crawled off to sleep in the bath. And when I awoke, I was alone, this bird had flown. So I lit a fire, isn't it good, Norwegian Wood.